Well, there have been drug arrests, dream pods, legal battles, constant debates among leaders and locals, all at odds over where homeless people can sleep, who can feed them, and how to fix the ongoing problem. But that highly publicized problem hides a much bigger issue because the real faces of Tucson's homeless are much younger than you might think.
And a story you'll only see right here on KOLD News 13. Jenna Lee looks into how teenagers and toddlers are trying to survive on the street and in the classroom.
Not growing up with a dad, seeing my mom struggle, that's when I realized it's time to go. I couldn't make it on the streets, It was supposed to end up being just a week.
That week turned into 3 years for Marcos Gutierrez.
There was actually one night where I ended up sleeping in Sunnyside Park.
This is not the story of just one student from the South Side. Through my research, I found it's the story of thousands of students on every side of Tucson.
It's a huge problem.
In fact, a statewide problem. Arizona ranks 36 in the country when it comes to child homelessness. Andrea Foster tells me upwards of 1,600 students need housing help within the Sunnyside Unified School District.
A lot of families lost their jobs, they lost homes, domestic violence.
Some situations so bad, the state is forced to step in.
We've seen a rise in DCS removing students from the home.
Other students are simply left behind as a product of a deported parent.
They're staying temporarily with relatives or in a motel, a shelter. We had one living in a vehicle.
Sunnyside's homeless liaison answers up to 10 calls a day from families in crisis, calls that go far beyond the need for emergency food and clothing.
But our major emergency calls is, where do I go tonight?
In the Tucson Unified School District, I uncovered nearly 1,700 students, some only in kindergarten, without a permanent address. Instead, they're living doubled up at motels, shelters, or even campgrounds. I looked through the numbers and found the issue of homeless students also exists in districts outside the city limit.
School is the only stable thing in the student's life.
Under federal law known as the McKinney-Vento Act, districts must make it that way when everything outside of the classroom is anything but stable. To do that, $80,000 of Sunnyside's budget is set aside to offer these students basic needs. Tucson's largest district budgets a little more than $100,000. But the reality is, that money doesn't go far enough. Gutierrez knows that firsthand.
I felt like I was screaming for help, but nobody was helping me, so I had to help myself.
Of the nearly 50 homeless senior students at Sunnyside last year, half of them wore the cap and gown. The district's graduation rate is 70%. As for Marcos Gutierrez, after 3 years on his own, he'll graduate this year. If you would like to help out any of these districts that are in need, visit our website right now at TucsonNewsNow.com. I'm Jenna Lee for KOLD News 13, live, local, late breaking.